Alright, what's up you guys? It's Tyler from ASAP Fitness, and today I have a hip hack for you guys. So this could be for someone that might have a little pinch in their front of their hip whenever they squat or warming up for their squats. This could be caused by a tight TFL, okay, or tensor fasciae lata. It's a patch of muscle that connects our IT band to our hip. Okay, our IT band runs on the side of your leg and connects to our knee. It's a piece of tendon that might get shortened from jumping, squatting, quad dominance, or running. Okay, so if we don't stretch after doing these movements, eventually our T-band might get a little tight, which will cause our TFL to get shortened. Also, something that might shorten our TFL is sitting a lot throughout the day, because our primary function of the TFL is hip flexion and extension, just with our same thing with our glutes. But if we're constantly in a sitting position, our TFL will get shortened, and eventually it'll get really tight. Okay, if it gets tight enough, eventually it'll be the primary function for hip flexion, which will turn your glutes off, eventually causing an imbalance in your hip. Okay, so if you ever do feel a hip pinch when squatting, please let a coach know so they could help you through this, because there's something not going right when squatting. So when it is shortened, the first thing that might cause is a hip pinch when squatting. So you feel on the side of your hips, or you just don't feel like you get full range of motion as you squat all the way down. Another thing is the anterior pelvic tilt, or APT. Okay, so if we have a shortened TFL or hip flexor, our hips start to hyperextend, okay, which causes low back pain. Okay. Next thing, tight IT band. So if you do have a tight TFL, eventually your IT band will get shortened, which will cause knee pain. Okay, so it's all connected. The last thing it might cause is the external rotation of your femur. You could see if this is a factor if you're walking and you notice that your toes are pointing out to the side as you walk. Odds are you have a tight IT band or TFL. You could also notice when you lay on your back, if your feet naturally turn out, this might be a factor also. Okay, so one way to fix this tight TFL is I'll go ahead and go over. The first thing we'll go over is some soft tissue work to kind of release that tension in the TFL. The next thing we'll do is active stretch, and then after that we'll do an activation drill to kind of get our glutes firing correctly. All right guys, so let's start with our soft tissue work. Okay, so you could use a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. Tennis ball is going to be a little bit softer, so it's going to be less intense. But what you're going to try to do is position the ball just on the TFL. So if you have shorts on, right where your pocket begins. Okay, you're going to lay on your side. Try to make whatever side that you're working on first as long as possible. So you want to try to straighten your leg out, hand out as far as you can. Okay, get your foot on the behind you, and then if you have to, put pressure on that left foot or your opposite foot to kind of take pressure off the ball if it's pretty intense. If it's not intense enough, you can kind of bring your foot in front, kind of roll up and down till you find a tender spot, and just hang out there for about 90 seconds each side. Okay, so this one's pretty intense, but it's a really good soft tissue work to kind of release that TFL. All right, you guys, so now that we're done with our soft tissue work, now we're going to get into our active stretch. Okay, what we'll need is a bench or a box, either way. Okay, we're going to start by getting down into our stretch, getting one knee onto the ground, your foot onto the bench or the box. Okay, other foot out in front of you. So pretty similar to a couch stretch, but I like this variation a little bit better because we're able to kind of not worry about ankle mobility and worry more about our hip mobility. Okay, so we'll work on stretching our TFL a little bit deeper. Okay, try to make sure you squeeze your stomach, getting that hip nice and tight. To make it a little bit more active, we're going to reach our hand above our head, then shift our hips to the side. Okay, we'll go for about 90 seconds each side. Okay, before we get into our activation drill. For our activation drill, we're going to go 3 sets of 10. Okay, 10 each side of a Bulgarian split squat. You can rest as needed in between each set. Try to make sure in your Bulgarian split squat that your front foot's far enough forward that you're able to keep your weight on your heels. Okay, so it's going to look like this. You're going to get one foot on front, one foot to the bench or the box. Okay, you're going to squat all the way down. Try to get nice and deep into your squat. Make sure your weight's on your heels, and then try to squeeze your butt to the top. Okay, you want to try to squeeze your glute to get it firing. Also try to focus on keeping your big toe onto the ground. Okay, We'll go 10 with the left, 10 with the right, rest as needed. We'll do that for 3 sets before we get into our squats. Okay, so hopefully this will help you guys out with your hip pinch. If you have any questions, comment below. If you like the information, subscribe. Thanks for watching.